Good afternoon, Guardians. The Hijabi Gamer here, and I am very, very sorry. I totally forgot. I have been caught up in the New Jersey gubernatorial election. I had to leave really early, very, very early on Tuesday to vote myself. I needed to get there before work, so I had to be there at like 6. I had to leave at like 6:15, so I could get there at 6:30, just to make sure I voted on time. I got so caught up. I mean, if you listening to the news, you know they have still not decided, and it may be a while. We don't know. So I've been so caught up in the gubernatorial election of New Jersey. Totally didn't even realize what day of the week it was, even though I knew I was voting on Tuesday. Somehow it just slipped my mind until somebody actually posted in the comments and said, "Hey, Kat, don't forget to do this." So it's nice to know, though, that these videos help people. So anyway, here we are with a Destiny 1 weekly reset on Wednesday afternoon. And again, really, I'm very, very sorry. Thank God this only happens once every 4 years. Anyway, as you can see, we are in Destiny 1. And, well, I did manage to get all 3. You can see the blue here. I did finish Challenge of the Elders. That's why it took me a little longer. Said I needed to eat. Anyway, for the Crucible, we have combined arms, which is 6v6 with vehicles. So fire teams of 1 to 6 players. You get to I never really did this often. You know what? I mean, I remember trying it once or twice, never really got into it. Crush your enemies with 100 tons of plated hull and munitions fire, according to Lord Shax. I mean, if you think about it, it must be kind of fun. I've never, like I said, I think I did it only once or twice. It was never really a big thing for me. In addition, we got the weekly story playlist. I love weekly story playlist. I want weekly story playlist back in Destiny 2. That's something I need to make a video about. I got a lot of stuff I want to make videos about. Just, it's the holidays. If you work in retail, anyway. Weekly story playlist. We got Earth and the Moon. So these are the easiest stories. This is like, even as a heroic story playlist, this is easy because you're dealing with basically the early missions in the game. Piece of cake. So you got you will always have heroic, which is enemies appear in greater numbers and are more aggressive because somehow you pissed them off. So yeah, you pissed them off. Then you have Ironclad. More enemies have shields. And Catapult. Grenade recharge rate is greatly increased. Now, Ironclad doesn't seem that bad, especially if you don't have match game. I mean, I guess if you have match game, then that would be enemies with more shields. And yeah, but you don't have got match game. And it's Earth and the Moon. These are piece of cake. And this is, I've said this before multiple times, this is the best way to farm legendary marks. You need legendary marks. Just keep in mind, don't forget, once you hit 200, you can't get any more. So if you have 200 and you do a legendary story mission, you're not going to get your legendary marks. This is important because this is like you have a 25,000 glimmer cap and you have a 200 legendary mark cap. So sometimes I'll be doing a story mission, finish it, and then realize that I had reached the cap already, and well, I was out of luck. Yeah. So Earth and the Moon playlist, that's going to be fun. They do them in order of release because last week was Iron Banner. Well, not Iron Banner. Rise of Iron, which is one of my favorite DLC, and that was the last one. So then you have the Siva Crisis Heroic. So basically heroic strikes. So I like the strike playlist too. I feel like there's more variety in strikes in Destiny. I could be wrong. I don't know why. When I do, I'm more inclined to do it in Destiny than Destiny 2 because I feel there's more variety than in Destiny 2. But that could just be me. I also seem to just get my least favorite strikes when I do, strike playlist in Destiny 2. Just the ones I really, really hate seem to pop up often. Anyway, you've got, as always, you will always have heroic. Again, enemies appear in greater numbers and are more aggressive. Then you have Void Burn, which is interesting. And you have small arms. So somebody let me know down in the comments below. Are there any Void primary exotics? Those raid weapons. The only exotics I'm primarily missing are raid ones. And I don't know if there's a Void primary exotic. So let me know in the comments if you know, because that would be sweet to have. I have Arc primary exotic. I have solar, primary exotics, but no void. I'm still missing some raid weapons. So anybody who wants to do Destiny 1 raids, look me up. I will dump Destiny 2 raids on Saturday if you're doing a Destiny 1 raid. Let me know. I'm sorry, Lord Tachimi. I am very sorry, but there's some Destiny 1 raids I gotta do. Anyway, you also have chaff. Player radar is disabled, which honestly, I'm more. It would be a bigger deal for me if it were Crucible. Maybe because, well, I've done these story missions and these strikes so many times that you basically know where everything is. If it were something new, that's different. If you're not as familiar with them, that's different. But if you've been doing these missions as many times as I have at this point, or these strikes as many times as I have at this point, you kind of memorize where everything is. Chaff isn't that big a deal. It helps, but chaff isn't that big a deal. So, Siva Crisis Heroic Missions, yeah. And then you've got, what we got? We got, I don't know, I feel weird. I feel like a pilot with this on. Then we got the weekly Nightfall Strike, which is... It's this one over here. It's the Undying Mind. Trying to remember which one that was. All I know is I listened to... It's the one with the... It's always good to start with a sniper in the beginning. It's like... It's basically the one that... Yeah. It's a Vex one. I'm pulling a blank on it. There's like one or two Vex ones that I'm constantly confusing. But I think it's the one that was the... I think it was the PlayStation exclusive, but I could be wrong. Anyway, you've got Void Burn. Then you've got Berserk. Minions of the Darkness will flinch even after massive damage, which you'd be surprised how much of an effect that actually has. I was surprised myself. I didn't realize just how much you relied on flinch until you don't have flinch, and then you're like, wow, makes a huge difference. Then you got Brawler. Guardian melee damage is greatly increased. Keep in mind, this includes the Hunter's Throwing Knife. The Hunter's Throwing Knife is their melee. So your Hunter, if you're using Hunter's, and I've pointed this one out before. Hunter's Throwing Knife, Gunslinger. You have here Knife Juggler, which is awesome. Precision kills with Throwing Knife immediately resets its cooldown. So when it says here, your Brawler, your melee damage is greatly increased. This includes your Throwing Knife. That is counted as a melee kill. Then you have Ironclad. More enemies have shields, but no match game. So yeah, you have more shields, but it's not as bad. And you have my favorite mod. You have Daybreak. The darkness goes stronger, and so do you. Form a fire team of 3 and unleash your light with greatly increased ability recharge. This is awesome. This is just, I love it. I wish they did this one more often. I wish they would do it in random stuff. I wish they would do this in like Heroic Strike playlist. Can you just imagine Daybreak in like Heroic Strike playlist? That would be awesome. That would be like Heroic Strike playlist plus Mayhem. You're super constantly coming up. God, I love Daybreak. I wish they did it much more. I've only seen it... Sorry. I've only seen this in Nightfalls. I want to see this in Destiny 2. I have never... Just correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but has anybody seen Daybreak in Destiny 2? Because Daybreak is my favorite. I remember when they brought it out, and it was just awesome. So that's the Vanguard Nightfall. Like I said, it is the Undying Mind, which is on Mars. I'm pretty sure it's the one that was the PlayStation exclusive with the funky fly dude and that comes out. And you have to... Yeah, I think that's what it is. But then there's that other one that comes through the gate. There were 2. So I'm not 100% sure. But it is the Undying Mind. So that's the Nightfall. Then we have Challenge of the Elders, which as you notice, it's filled in, which means I did it. Now, I didn't get the points. I got like, let's see. Where am I? Here am I. 20,275. It was like 25,000, but then when you go overtime, they cut points out. Now, the bosses for Challenge of the Elders are easy ones. It's Kexis the Betrayed thirsts for your light. That's the Taken Fallen. He's a pain in the butt. He's got that bomb that absorbs your light. He's got a ton of, the bubbles from the Taken Fallen are, especially when you have like 3 of them gathered together. One pops their bubble. As soon as it fades, the other one, and then the other, and they're constantly, it's just, but Kexis the Betrayed. Then you have Psylocke the Defiled, which is Taken Hive. Just keep in mind those wizards. Those wizards are brutal. Every round of reinforcements, you get 2 wizards. The fire he shoots out is a pain in the butt because it just sticks around, but those wizards, keep them in mind. They have always been the worst part of it all. The 2 wizards, I call them his girlfriends. He's got like 8 girlfriends, but that is Psylocke the Defiled, Taken Hive. The third one is one of the easiest bosses in all of Challenge of the Elders. The Time Stalker of the Vex, the Overmind Minotaur. Vex, not Taken Vex, just Vex. This is like the easiest one there is. Just make sure when he makes that noise, you are hiding behind a wall. Because then it goes, you can get trapped, and it's just, it's a pain in the butt to deal with. So I usually stick behind. You can basically stay in that small area and snipe him, rocket launcher him. I super him as well. Piece of cake. This is the easiest Challenge of the Elders boss because the Vex, the reinforcements come through the doors. They don't pop up everywhere like when it's Taken Vex. This guy is just easy, embarrassingly easy. I look back and I'm like, I cannot believe I had difficulty with him when I first tried soloing Challenge of the Elders. Overmind Minotaur that's why it's so hard, it's so annoying. Challenge of the Elders, you have the ridiculously easy Vex, and then you have the insanely hard Cabal. It's just total. Anyway, you have Airborne, so players deal more damage while in the air. Then you have a Berserk. Minions of the Darkness won't flinch even after massive damage, which, since it's not the phalanxes, you don't have to deal with those Cabal phalanxes. Piece of cake. And finally, you get a melee kill bonus. So melee kills are worth more points, which, like I said, the Hunter throwing knife is probably your best bet for Hunters. Because, again, if you use Knife Juggler, you're going to have constant throwing knives. And the best part is you're not dealing with Fallen, you're dealing with Taken Fallen. With Fallen, the shanks don't count as precision kills, so if you hit them with your throwing knife, it doesn't reset. But there are no shanks. So, this is too easy. I mean, I did the whole thing. I did get the points. The big challenge is just going to be getting the points. So that's Challenge of the Elders. Maybe I'll try to make a video of myself doing it and maybe focus on getting the 30,000. Because if you don't know, this is the card. If you get a 30,000 high score, you get a gun from Varix. And if you get the 90,000, you get an armor piece. And honestly, me being me, I prefer the gun. I have plenty of armor, okay? In my defense, I have plenty of armor. I prefer the guns, okay? Okay. This is why I love Borderlands. There's a lot of guns. Anyway. Yeah. Sorry. That's why I play first-person shooters. It's in the title, shooters. Alright? We're good. Alright, we're good. The weekly featured raid is Crota. I mean, obviously, Crota Challenge. Death Singer Challenge, Heroic, Death Singer Challenge, Crota Challenge. I have vague memories on how to do it. It's been a while. I used to be able to solo the beginning. Usually, I used to alternate. I think, I use Don't Touch Me's for the Hunter, which are great because they if you take a damage from a melee attack, it makes you briefly invisible. So that's great. So when you go through the Thrall, I used to be able to carry my fire team through the Thrall. I tried to do it recently. I think I got all the way to the end, but I died at the end. But it's been a while, so I would love to do Crota. It's been a while, so need to refresh my memory. As I said, if you want to do a Destiny 1 raid on the weekend, I will dump my fire team. I'm sorry, Lord Tachimi, but I will dump my fire team to do it. Anyway, this is your weekly reset from Destiny 1. I do have some other Destiny stuff I want to make. I'm wearing my Bungie merch, even though I'm kind of pissed with Bungie right now. But let me know in the comments down below. What else am I missing? What else should I be doing? And yes, as you know, anyway, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your fellow Destiny 1 players. Maybe we can get a fire team one of these days going. I've got enough brothers for a fire team. And hope to see you in the tower.